So yesterday, we checked in on my old friend, the sea captain, as he was making his way through my copy of the Thornbirds back in the captain's quarters. But I want to make clear to everyone who was worried, the sea captain is not coming back. I haven't spoken to him since I left those captain quarters, although when I went down to the bank of the East River this morning for my daily constitutional, I did find this message in a bottle floating in the water. And let's see here what it says. Hey, Seth, what did the pirate say to his ex-wife when they spotted a lighthouse? Land ho. Jesus, man, God help whoever he ends up with next. And hey, speaking of needing help, studio segue, the president held an old-fashioned campaign rally in North Carolina as if the coronavirus pandemic that's still raging out of control had just magically disappeared. For more on this, it's time for a closer look. Now is typically the time in the political calendar when an incumbent president who's trailing badly in the polls starts to get desperate, and Donald Trump couldn't look any more desperate if he was crammed into a phone booth begging for the Glengarry leads. No human being on earth reeks of desperation more than Donald Trump. He sweats like a guy at the OTB who bet everything on a horse named Old Three Legs. Now, we all know that Trump doesn't just lie. He belches out the most outlandish lies he can think of, especially when he's desperate. But on Tuesday, at a rally in North Carolina, he managed to outdo himself when he told his supporters that despite what they can see and hear with their own eyes and ears, Mexico really is paying for the dumb border wall he didn't build. And honestly, it was a real throwback to hear the old Mexico border wall lie again. It was like hearing Uptown Funk on the radio and thinking, oh man, I used to hear this song at the gym. And I used to go to the gym. And I used to leave my apartment. Uptown, funk you up, indeed. But yeah, Mexico's paying for the wall is back. Now, to be clear, the parts of the wall that have been built or renovated were funded not by Mexico, but by taxpayer dollars that Congress allocated for the Defense Department. Trump used a national emergency declaration to pull funds that were supposed to be spent on military construction projects, schools, and daycares, among other things. That money, your money, went to his wall. But on Tuesday, Trump tried to paper over that with a new, breathtakingly stupid lie about how Mexico would supposedly pay for the wall.
And you know, Mexico is paying for the wall, just so you understand. They don't say that. They never say it. But we're going to charge a small fee at the border. You know, the toll booths. We have toll booths. It's the biggest border in the world in terms of people going across and in terms of industry. Believe it or not, the southern border. We're putting a small toll on, and maybe we're going to do something with remittance. That's where people come here, make money, and they send it back. So we'll do something, and we're going to get all the money that we spent on the wall will be coming back.
Wait, so now you're going to put toll booths on the southern border and charge people a fee when they drive across? That's your plan? It's one of the largest international borders in the world, not the Verrazano Bridge. They're coming from Mexico, not Staten Island. Thank God. We're going to charge them a toll. And no easy pass, folks. We're going to have those little baskets where you toss the coins in. You remember those. And you have to have the exact change. You absolutely have to have the exact. And if you miss, and you're out of coins in your car, you got to get out of your car, and you got to pick it up while everyone honks at you. We're also going to put in some of those coin-operated binoculars, so if they miss home, they have to pay 50 cents to look back in Mexico. Maybe one of those grocery store kiddie rides. Those guys are cash cows. It'll add up. It'll add up. It'll buy a wall. Honestly, why does he even come up with these elaborate explanations? If you're going to lie, keep it simple. Your hardcore fans will believe anything. Just have Eric come on stage in a sombrero and fake mustache, pretending to be the president of Mexico, presenting you with a giant novelty check for a gajillion pesos. Oh, look, everyone. The president of Mexico is here. No, Dad, it's me, Eric. Oh, idioto. So that's what the president was talking about as the pandemic continued to rage out of control, rising in at least 22 states. Now we know these events have seeded outbreaks. Trump's Tulsa rally in June likely seeded an outbreak there, according to local health director, and yet Trump keeps doing them anyway because he doesn't care if people get sick. In fact, today we learned that he admitted to journalist Bob Woodward that he downplayed the threat from the virus. And at the rally, he actually expressed amazement at how many people had come out to his super spreader event.
I'm thrilled to be in Winston-Salem with thousands of loyal, hardworking American patriots. You are great people, great people. I don't know how many people here, but there's a lot. We said, let's keep it down. They didn't do too good a job, but that's good, right? That's good. Now these crowds, I tell you, it's beyond what we had in terms of enthusiasm, beyond what we had 4 years ago in 2016. And that was a record enthusiasm, and we are breaking that record by a lot.
It's incredible how many people are here chanting and yelling and coughing in close proximity to each other. Also, we got a couple of beach balls bouncing around the crowd, so make sure you get your hands and your mouths on those.
Now, as we head down the home stretch of the presidential campaign, we're in a moment of acute national crisis. Unlike anything we've seen in a century, there are multiple crises colliding all at once: a raging pandemic, an economic crash, the collapse of our democracy, the dismantling of the post office, the breakdown of the school system, a housing crisis, widespread food insecurity, extreme weather events supercharged by climate change, a national reckoning over systemic racism. There's even, true story, a national coin shortage. We just didn't notice because everyone's too scared to use coins now. And when you do, you have to wipe it down so much you can't even tell who's on it anymore. I mean, I think that's maybe the dude from ZZ Top. Is that you, Billy Gibbons? Oh, are the graphics going to start talking now? Hey, ZZ Top Lincoln, what's the difference between you in real life and you on a penny? We have limited crew back, but the people who say no to jokes like that are still out of the building. In fact, things are so bad, even Trump seems aware on some level that we've careened way over the precipice and plunged down into the abyss in the middle of a rant about God knows what. Honestly, I couldn't explain it, and it's not worth trying. He was, I guess, telling his crowd to imagine what it would be like if they returned to Earth 3,000 years from now.
If you come back in 1,000 years, 2,000 years, or 3,000 years, if you're lucky enough, assuming we have something with the world is a crazy place, isn't it?
What? Is it slam poetry night in the head injury ward? Yeah, man. We know the world is crazy. Did you just wake up from a 4-year KFC coma? Last thing I remember, I was chugging gravy out of a bucket and then I fell asleep on the Trump Tower escalator. The world is a crazy place and you're a big reason for that. Trump makes everything crazy. He's like the friend who shows up at your place at 3 a.m. with a vape pen, a handle of vodka, and a duffel bag asking if he can crash with you. And then when you're getting ready for work in the morning, he says, "Bro, you look tired." But in particular, two of the simultaneous crises we're currently dealing with are a rapid slide into autocracy and an out-of-control pandemic, and in many ways, they're related. Like any would-be dictator, Trump doesn't care about the public health response to the pandemic or preventing the deaths of hundreds of thousands of Americans unless it benefits him personally. That's why he hawked one miracle cure after another, touted by cable pundits and a pillow salesman and a doctor who believes in demon sperm. It doesn't matter that they're crazy or incompetent, just that they praised him. If Trump met a herbalist who complimented his tie, he'd show up to his next press conference with some tinctures and sage. All right, everyone, we're going to smudge the room and then drink some honeysuckle extract while holding one of these crystals. They're just rocks I dug up in the rose garden. We're calling them crystals, though. In fact, Trump is once again desperately hoping for a coronavirus silver bullet to revive his political fortunes. He's pressuring the CDC and FDA to approve a coronavirus vaccine before November, despite the fact that experts have said that's unlikely. And yet on Monday, Trump announced that a vaccine could be ready by October, which just happens to be right before the election.
Under my leadership, we'll produce a vaccine in record time, because now they see we've done an incredible job. And in speed like nobody's ever seen before. This could have taken 2 or 3 years, and instead it's going to be done in a very short period of time. Could even have it during the month of October.
No, October. How convenient. He's like an inveterate gambler who's in deep with a loan shark. I quit gambling and I can get you your money. You just got to give me until the day after the Kentucky Derby. Don't let me down again, old 3 legs. And look, we all desperately want a vaccine as soon as humanly possible, but we want it to be safe and effective so enough people will get it and we can put this nightmare behind us. Unfortunately, the way Trump is going, he's going to start handing out vials of Diet Coke at his rallies labeled vaccine. Trump sees no distinction between the government and his personal interests. America's slide into autocracy and the administration's horrific response to the coronavirus pandemic are related crises. Aspiring dictators like Trump only care about what serves their interests. Trump and the GOP are an authoritarian movement, and in a functioning democracy, the people responsible for this crisis would be banished from power for
1,000 years, 2,000 years, or 3,000 years.
This has been a closer look.